Jeff Bezos just dropped one of the most out-of-touch AI takes yet, and people are not buying it. While everyone is worried about AI taking their jobs, Jeff Bezos is claiming AI could create a labor shortage. This CNBC interview has people asking if billionaires understand workers at all, because the future of jobs, the future of AI, and the future of the economy might be way darker than they are admitting. This is Internet Chaos Report. Remember to like and subscribe because we're posting videos like this every single day. Now let's get into it.
Guys, you said I haven't uploaded in like 2 weeks, and I should probably address that? What are you talking about? You must have me confused with a YouTuber who's not nearly as cool or handsome as I am, so please go and check that. Don't really like your attitude. I'm gonna let it slide this time, but don't let me catch it happening again, okay? Now that we've all moved past those disparaging allegations, I have a question. Have you ever heard somebody say something that is so unbelievably fucking stupid that above all else, stronger than any other emotion is your bewilderment that a human being could come up with such a stupid thoughts? If you've somehow never experienced
Some of the shit that this guy says, to be honest.
that ever, congratulations. Today you're about to experience a first. Jeff Bezos is a man that I'm sure really needs no introduction at this point. If you somehow don't know who Jeff Bezos is, he is the CEO of Amazon, and he's known for being sort of a kooky fella. And when I say that, I'm really trying to say in a nice way that it's an unfortunate day when you have to listen to him speak. Recently, Jeff Bezos did an interview with CNBC where he gave a take that might genuinely be the most out-of-touch, nonsensical thing I have ever heard a person say. It's so bad I felt the need to make a video on it because it is one of those things that, like I said in the beginning, leaves you just completely dumbfounded as to how a person could have possibly ever even come up with this idea in their head, much less gain the courage to let it leave their mouth. It's just gonna be one of those days, guys. Let's begin.
Please subscribe. We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current industry-leading AI.
I mentioned my optimism a minute ago, and we should definitely talk about that because I think there's so many people who are afraid that AI is going to take their job. I think that there's going to be a labor shortage as a result.
Okay, so that's pretty much like the thesis statement of this series of insane takes, and I'm a humble guy. I know my limits. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Jeff Bezos probably knows more about running a business than I do. But even with that being said, I cannot imagine a single circumstance where this idea would ring true. AI is gonna create a labor shortage? His reasons are unbelievably stupid, but I can't think of like any sort of defensible position where this is your stance. It just doesn't make sense because like the whole thing with AI is that it's taking jobs away, making certain jobs obsolete, and a lot of jobs simpler. Other than like in the development and moderation of AI, none of those things seem to create jobs.
I don't know if you saw Eric Schmidt gave a commencement address over the weekend.
Yeah.
And the students were booing because every time he mentioned AI, they were booing because I think they're deeply fearful and worried about whether they're going to have a job.
Yeah, well, and the reason they're afraid of that is because all these smart people keep saying that. So there are so many smart people, and they are smart, and they are saying, oh my God, there are going to be no more radiologists because, AI can read x-rays better than a radiologist can, and there are going to be no more software engineers because AI can program better than a software engineer can. These people are wrong.
Okay, so like again, Jeff Bezos probably knows a lot more about business than I do, but treating the fact that AI is taking jobs as like an idea or a fear-mongering thing is insane. Like it's not an idea, it's not a concept, it's just happening. And it's been happening for a while now. Saying that people are afraid just because other people are telling them
It could get rid of jobs, but it could create more, is maybe what he's saying. I don't know. With AI, it's a little bit different than a lot of other innovations, I feel like. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I used to be like a libertarian, laissez-faire capitalist type. And that's the argument I would make is that, oh, well, actually it creates more jobs. But nowadays, I don't know if that's exactly true. I think sometimes it can. Other times, with AI, I can't see a future where it would create more jobs. But I don't know.
be is insane. It's like, no, people are afraid because it's happening in front of them.
So what's really going to happen is that it's going to elevate all of these people, and there's going to it's like you've been digging. Let's say you're a software engineer,
Right.
What it's the analogy I can give you is you've been digging out a basement for your house with a shovel, and somebody who's about to hand you a bulldozer.
Okay, so this seems to be the base of his argument, and yeah, it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, that helps the people who own the companies, obviously. It doesn't really help the workers.
Let's think about this for 3 seconds here, Jeff. If you were in fact on a construction site and you had a group of people digging a hole for a basement, imagine how far fewer people you would need if they all had a bulldozer. It's like he thinks that people don't understand what AI is going to do to a lot of different industries, and that's why he thinks people are scared. It's like, no, it's the opposite. People do know what AI is going to do to a lot of industries, and that's why they're scared. There's going to be a lot of AI bulldozers available very soon.
You should be so happy. If you're digging the basement to your house and somebody says, "Hey, how about this? I have a tool here that's gonna," and
it will be nice for the people who are the ones who get that. You know, the people who get fired, it kind of sucks for, but the people who are gonna be raised by the AI, it is very nice for them. I will say that.
What's really going to happen is we're going to have so much productivity in our economy that, for example, this is just one effect. A lot of people who have two-earner income households, one of the people is going to drop out of the workforce. That's why we're going to have a labor shortage.
This literally makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and I
think he's saying that the people will be able to make more money, so we won't have to have so many people working, so you can just have a two-family, like a one income home now instead of a two-income home, like basically every household is now. That the person who's using the AI will be making so much more money that the other person could drop out of the labor market. I think that's what he's saying. I don't know exactly.
wish that I could sit Jeff down and have him try to explain this to me, because this interviewer does not push this nearly hard enough. I assume what he's predicting here, and I think he's going to expand on this a little bit more in a second, is that AI is going to end up making everything so easy and streamlined that things are going to get significantly cheaper, and the households that have to have two people working to survive can go down to just one person in the workforce. But that assumption pretty quickly falls apart if you think about it for more than like 10 seconds. First of all, the idea that just because production and wage costs go down for a company, that means the company is going to lower costs on their products is insane and historically inaccurate. The idea that major corporations are going to be like, oh my god, we just cut production costs down by 30%.
I don't know. If you look at TVs, they're way cheaper now than they used to be.
And we're making 30% more money, so let's just go ahead and take that 30% out of the profit, lower the prices. That way it's a wash. The idea that anybody's going to do that is absurd. Secondly, if AI is supposed to make things cheaper by cutting costs for companies, if the cost that they're cutting is not money they're paying employees, what is it?
People, because of the productivity gains, you're going to be able to afford things. We're going to have, I predict we'll actually have deflation of certain core, assuming we let this technology play out and don't hamstring it with regulation too early. We will actually have, everything will get, food will get cheaper, and housing construction will get cheaper, and so on.
Okay, so like again, not trying to repeat myself, but if you aren't just firing people to achieve this stuff, how are you making these industries cheaper? Like seriously, how is the use of AI going to make building a house any cheaper besides just being able to bypass the people who are doing everything except actually assembling the house?
Is there a transition cost? I mean,
we could even solve the permitting problem I was talking about earlier for housing. Like it should take, if you are a builder, why does it take you 6 months, 9 months, 2 years, 5 years, depending on what municipality you live in, to get a building permit?
Dude, getting a building permit is so fucking long. It's like the longest part of construction. It's so annoying, dude. I've been dealing with it here in Butte, and it's just like, holy shit, dude. I could do 10 foundations in the time that it takes some fucking stupid bureaucrat to sign a piece of paper. It pisses me off, dude. It's so fucking annoying.
AI should be able to do it.
AI should do that in 10 seconds, and it should give you a yes or no in 10 seconds, and then you should have your authority to build it. By the way, if it says no, it should give you the 6 reasons why. And then you go change those things and resubmit. And you start building tomorrow instead of...
I'd be so chill with that, dude. If they could do that, I'm cool with AI now, honestly. If it can get those fucking retards who who are doing the permitting out of this place and get those people out on the streets, dude, I fucking hate them. They can go live out on the streets and AI can take their place. I'd be so chill with that. You know what? Bring on the AI, dude. Bring it on. I would love that now.
2 years from now.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. He's saying that AI is not going to steal jobs, it's not going to do this, it's not going to do that, all it's going to do is make things more productive. And then he's like, I think that everybody involved in approving a permit should be circumvented just to give the job to AI. We don't need...
Yes, let's get rid of all the people that is involved in getting a fucking permit because they're annoying. I hate them. They make my life so much harder, dude. We just need to get rid of them, replace them with a robot. That's cool. We could just get rid of the permitting altogether, in my opinion. But you know what? If we replace them with a robot, I'd be chill with that too. That sounds nice. I agree with Jeff Bezos now. We need to get these fucking AI systems getting these fucking people out on the streets. They should no longer have any jobs.
Need any of those people. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? That is literally the point. That is why people are afraid, because so many people do have that mindset where it's like, let's just cut out the people, let AI do everything.
Can I give you a different lens to view this? So if I'm a software engineer, I need to up level and think to myself, what am I really doing? What is a good, computer scientist or software engineer? What we really do is we identify problems and we help solve them. And the code is almost just it's a piece of execution that helps with that.
Right.
But the real job is going to be identifying problems and helping to solve them. Does that make sense?
No, Jeff, it actually doesn't, because you can apply that reductionist thinking to literally any job and come to the same conclusion. I'm not really a barista. Yeah, I mean, sure, the coffee is a means to execute my goal, but really I'm just solving the problem of people wanting a coffee. Sure, I'm a YouTuber, but the videos are really just like a means to an end. I'm really just solving a problem, which is people wanting something to waste their time watching. Like, that's just stupid. Very few, if any, jobs exist where their purpose is to solve some sort of problem or fill some sort of gap. That's kind of why jobs exist.
Totally.
And that's not going to go away, because that's the kind of thing that humans are going to be good at, is figuring out, oh, okay, we want this. And they're going to work with that tool to build the system. But we humans are never going to run out of problems, and we're never going to run out of the need for solutions. And it's just that the work is going to be done.
Okay, I will say this. Most people fucking aren't smart enough to figure out problems, dude. If you talk to most people are fucking retarded, and the only thing that they're good at is running a shovel or doing some meaningless task, you know? Like, I've hired people who are like that. It's like, okay, all you know how to do is what I tell you to do. It's like I tell you to go fucking shovel some dirt. I tell you to go rake some concrete. That's what they know how to do, and that's how they do it. And that's about it. You give them any task that has skill or anything like that, they won't be able to figure it out. You try to get them to do something where it takes a little bit of thinking, they won't be able to figure it out. They just are like workhorses, dude. So, yeah, no, we're not going to be having a bunch of people problem solving. Most people aren't smart enough to fucking problem solve, dude.
At a higher level. It's going to be done with a bulldozer instead of a shovel.
So, I mean, again, it's not really that people are afraid of getting a bigger shovel, a mechanical shovel, maybe even a bulldozer. It's that for a lot of people, they know that they're not going to be the ones holding it by the end of this. Nobody's going to be holding it. Like, it's very easy for a guy like Jeff Bezos, who could literally not possibly go broke even if he spent the rest of his life trying to, and will also only make even more money from from these AI advancements to say shit like there's nothing to worry about and that this is all going to end up being a net positive. But there are millions of people right now who are about to finish college who have been told their entire life that the field that they were going into was a top choice, a safe choice, a lucrative choice. And in the time since they've started school, the narrative has changed from that to you might not even be able to volunteer to do this in 5 years. Nobody's going to need you. And even if you're not in school, even if you're already in the workforce, even if you're well established in your industry, I feel like anybody who's like an invisible worker, if you will, has very real reasons to be afraid right now. I feel like any job that's sort of behind the scenes that like the average consumer is not interacting with, big corporations are going to see as replaceable because the average person probably just doesn't care. The average person doesn't care who codes their apps, who codes their websites, because they're never going to see that. They're never going to know the difference. As long as it gets done, they're none the wiser. And I think if you work a job like that, the idea that you're just worrying over nothing is comical, and I truly cannot understand why a guy like this would even pretend to believe it. So guys, what are your thoughts? Like I said,
my thought is that, yeah, no, it probably is going to get rid of jobs. And the only people who are really going to benefit from this is people who know how to use AI really well, so learn how to use AI, and the people who are really wealthy. So learn how to use AI. That's my idea. You can't stop it. Might as well fucking figure out how to benefit from it, you know? What the hell? The fuck, dude? But that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe because we're posting videos like this every single day. Peace.